show ahead of Club Brugge, Antwerp, Anderlecht, and then Charleroi down there in 5th position. He plays for them. He's back up on his feet, and they will want him as soon as this competition comes to an end. They want him back in the squad because he's such an important player. Now, before we go into more details about that, let's just focus on what we've got here, and it is a very well-positioned free kick for Edmond Tapsoba, and I think that he has to go for goal. Here is Tapsoba. Tapsoba's shot. It takes a deflection. Anybody for a shot? Shot! Oh, that was just got a deflection there, and otherwise that could have been going very, very fast and furiously towards the goalkeeper, Ben Said. Look at it. If it didn't get a block there by two players, just too much traffic in the penalty box, who knows where that could have gone. Danger. Danger, danger. The through ball that's by Kazri tries to get the ball out. His partner in crime, it's been picked, but it's not good enough. Dragger coming up and pushing himself into that little pocket of space, but the referee not happy with the reaction, and that's the end of that. Looked on as an ugly gesture by referees. Can be quite nasty, as we know. High ball up towards the front man, Djibril Ouattara. Hasn't had much ball just yet, but he will be keen to just follow up in what Traore did when he was playing. That's a nice little ball. He's the ball comes through, plenty of Tunisians back in defence, and that's something that they take pride in, their defensive block. That is the stability that enables them to build off, and that's why they're not just a team that wins sporadically. They have a foundation. That's forward. We can three. They still managed to get themselves through here. They conceded a goal in 2 of their 3 matches, but they really do pride themselves on a good defensive block. Here is Djibril Ouattara going to take on his man down into the penalty box. There's pulled back by Dango, but there's no one there to latch onto that and produce that thunderbolt shot from close range. Ben Said can breathe again in the goal for Tunisia. Minutes in, high ball over the top, and Ben Said coming out with a well, what is a unique goalkeeping clearance, and at the other end, Walid Kazri down the right-hand side, trying to work his magic. The ball's been just intercepted quite comfortably there at the back, because luckily for them, they've got Adam Aguirre, who was there to just prevent that through ball from going. At the other end, it's happening as well. This is all opening up quite nicely and turning into a football festival of goal-scoring activity. Goals that follow, and we won't have to go. Football is out of the penalty box, picked up. Away, Mohamed Jagger played football in Greece for Olympiacos during a period as well, and Kasri unable to deal with that. It's picked up by Msakni. That's nicely done. Neat play there to get the ball out wide. Liduni just helping that man Msakni. Here he is. Oh, that's beautifully teed up, and Tunisia try and get the ball back if they can pull it back. Well, it's taken a deflection. Is there anybody on the end of it? It's been tidied up once again. The loose ball, still Tunisia putting a little bit of pressure on this Burkina Faso defence. Pushed out marginally and forced to make a pass back to Dylan Braun. Here is Dragger on the right-hand side into the middle. Shkiri getting involved down the left-hand side now, a little bit of space. There's the delivery. It's a header, it's a defensive header. It's a header that takes the ball out and miles away from the goal and away from Coffee, who doesn't really want to be stirred up at this point after his goalmouth tangle with Youssef Msakni. Look at that header. That is like that's a centre forwards header. Beautiful. Corner for Tunisia. It's short one taken. Oh, it's fired into the hands of Verde. I think maybe it was a little bit too quick for his teammates. They weren't really ready for that. Here is Steve Yago down the left-hand side, picking up Jibril Ouattara. Sorry, Dango. Dango picks the ball up down the left-hand side. Oh, he goes ducking and diving and weaving and slaloming his way between that man, Mohamed Jaga. That was not intentional. Iago has the ball. Kasri just makes the block. Taken quickly. Picked up just on the right-hand side as they try and push forward once again. It's Gustavo Sangare, who's working well in the midfield as well. High ball over the top. If the control's good, then there's a chance for them to get the ball over. Kasri comes back and blocks, and it's going to be a corner for Burkina Faso. And once again, we can just see how dangerous Burkina Faso are. And there he is, Steve Yago. Spent time in northern France as well, and normally playing for Caen. So down in the south for Toulouse. Based in Cyprus with Maurice Limassol. Sangare comes over. He is also in Normandy, in Rouen. That left foot of his takes a short corner. There's an attempted, well, ball's been teed up. That's just not good enough. The control just letting him down, and finally it's Sakni who passes the ball back to his defender, who clears the ball. Player down on the ground. Nothing too serious. Back up on his feet. I'm pretty sure about that. Nice ball once again. Well, just couldn't take it forward, but this is very dangerous play. Cyril Bayala. Cyril Bayala down the left-hand side. Can he find a teammate? Well, the shot is taken, and it's blocked by the legs of Ben Said. And there is the danger. There is the danger coming from the Stallions. And when they decide to go from canter to gallop, you've got to watch out for these guys. It's a good body block there from Ben Said, the US Monastir goalkeeper. Preferred ahead of Ben Mustafa of Esperance, Giants of Africa, African Champions League winners. Taken quickly as Sangare. It's directly hit at Draguer. Puts it on his right foot. Can he chip it over? Well, there's the chest. It's a chance. That's a good ball down to the left-hand side. Dango goes down into the penalty box. Can he get his crossover? It goes out of bounds. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Eagles of Carthage. Well, look at what he's doing. He is playing like he's been around for decades at only 19 years of age. The way that he was holding off his marker just shows what kind of a wise head he's got on those young shoulders of his. He's got a bright future, this boy. He really does. Sifadine Jaziri, unable to do too much, but he still works and battles hard. Just look at that challenge there. That is absolutely sublime. Racing out of his own penalty area. Taps over. This is a good opportunity. Once again, the Stallions pushing forward. Can they get their shot in? Oh, he's still got the ball at his feet. Waiting for that pass. Pulling it back. Is the shot going to come in? It's been blocked. Told you about that Tunisian defensive block at the back. Danger everywhere. Well, that was a great scoring opportunity. And they're pushing forward once again. Sangare gets taken down. And Walid Kasri just pinches the ball from underneath his feet. He's showing a little bit too much of it, but he knows how to produce those wizardry moves. I can tell you that. He does it at Saint-Etienne. Oh, Sakni pulled down, hauled down. It's going to be a free kick. that was the Tapsoba right arm that just made contact. That's all you need to do for the referee to use the P in his whistle. Free kick it is, and have a guess who's standing on it. There's only one man who stands, not literally standing on it, stands who tees up the ball when it comes to a shot that's close enough to beat the goalkeeper, Walid Khazri. And this is close enough for him. He goes for the shot. Look at that bullet shot! Oh my word! Producing a brilliant save as well. It was coming down, it was coming down, it was going in. And look at that, the right foot rocket shot of that man, Khazri, the wizard. But a fine, it's a corner. He seems to be okay. The strapping around his left peg seems to have worked its magic. But where is this gonna go now? Khazri, again with that beautiful right foot of his. There's the delivery, headed away, the edge of the 6-yard box. Shots, no, it's going to be... Oh, the control just lets him down. He's already looking to see where he can put the ball. And sometimes you look up and the ball just bobbles over your leg and you realise that you didn't control it because you're ahead of the game. Well, that's what the great players say anyway when they don't control. This is the shot, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is an underlined thunderbolt and a great scoring opportunity. That would have been one almighty goal. It would have probably got itself into the top 10 goals scored here in Cameroon 2021. Khazri just knocked off his feet there by Steve Yago. And Khazri gets the chance to find a teammate on this occasion. Won't go for goal, but he's looking at the back. Runners moving, movements. Here it is, far post this time, headed away comfortably, but only as far as that man at the back, Skiri. Oh, that's a ball that's just dropped into the danger zone. You've got to clear it. You can't mess around with it. There's a chance with Jaziri looking to latch onto it. Need to get rid of the danger. They finally do. It's thumped away up towards the halfway line from that man there who needed to come back and really clear it, because if he didn't, then you never know what will happen. So dangerous. Tapsoba, such an important player. Oh, there's going to be a throw-in for Burkina Faso. A riveting confrontation so far. The Scorpions of Gambia missing out on a spot in the semi-finals, but a valiant performance, a beautiful run in their first ever Africa Cup of Nations, thoroughly deserved, and they were one of the teams who managed to beat Tunisia in the group stages. A 1-0 win, that man Jallo scoring in the 93rd minute, which gave Tunisia, put a few beads of sweat on their heads of the Tunisian staff, I can tell you that. But here they go again, they're pushing forward. Is that they still got the ball, fighting desperately to try and get it out to a teammate out wide, but the challenge is coming thick and fast in the midfield, brought down, and under the heavy challenge. against Senegal in the semi-finals at the Al Salam Stadium. I remember commentating that match. Mane coming to the fore, of course, and Tunisia going on to finish in third. Tight tussle between those two nations. People are talking about those two nations battling it out in the final. Also talking about Cameroon. In fact, most of the teams that are here now, they're being talked about, to be honest with you. So you just never know what's going to happen. And to be perfectly frank with you, I think that when you get to this stage of the competition, anybody who's thrown their hat in the ring already know that they've got a chance of qualifying. It just depends on resources and the bench and fatigue, all of these elements that play an integral part in your performance. The ball's been teed up as a great opportunity, but not much space for Ben Slimane to try and produce something. He plays his football in Brøndby in Denmark, by the way. Played for numerous clubs up in Denmark, but including B93. But look at what's happening at the other end. They're going forward once again. Sangaré unable to latch on, pass the ball through to Djibril Ouattara. They got a throw in. You can see the bit of frustration there from Kamu, 62-year-old, who is trying to orchestrate what could be an enormous coup by beating Tunisia, but they've done it before, so it's not going to be an enormous coup, but it's going to be an enormous coup if they actually, well, get themselves into the final and do something there. That could be a remarkable feat, but very dangerous team, very strong team. And they do have players on the bench who will be wanting to come on and produce the goods. High ball over the top. Bertrand Traoré. Oh, this is good from Issa Kabore, trying to get his ball over, but it just runs and it just creeps over the byline. There's so much dangerous pace there for the Man City player who's on loan to Troyes in eastern France. Just an absolute deadly player who he's a wing back who comes up and performs magic when he just darts down past and between defenders. Brilliant player, playing 20th match tonight in the Burkina Faso national jersey. He's already got one goal. What a great career he's got ahead of him. One of those players, when you look at Issa Kabore and you look at Dango, those two players together, honestly, it's players with the X factor. Bring it on. Here we go with Tunisia pushing forward. We've got about 6.5 minutes left before the half-time whistle. Khazri gets the ball into the path of Ben Slimane. They'll play out wide down the left-hand side if they want him, Sama Haddadi. And he's got a chance to try and deliver the perfect ball. Ben Slimane picks the ball up. Here it is now. And all the way back to Shkiri. Well, Khazri unable to thread it through and find Leduni. The idea was good, but they love that little intricate passing, the North Africans. They're very into the big build-up play. I think that Burkina Faso also have that, but they also are the let's not mess around. Right. Djibril Ouattara. A shot that went straight towards Ben Said. This attacking format sometimes favours certain teams, and on this occasion I think that was the best option. Get it behind the defenders, put it in front of this man and see what he can do. Unfortunately on that occasion for him it didn't find the back of the net, but there'll be more of those coming. Just watch this space. Tunisia with the build-up. It's very attractive, the build-up and the touches, the little slick passes to find your way in between players. As you see this man, Leduni, and there's the shot that comes in, little bounce. Heavy Coffee scoops it up and is absolutely fine with that. Thrown out wide, and here they go, moving forward once again. This is Cyril Bayala. We are goalless here at the Stade Rumde Adjia. It's a 34,000 capacity stadium here in Garoua in northern Cameroon. To the west we've got Nigeria. To the east we have Chad. It's a big port city, in fact. There's a big giant river here and a beautiful national park a little bit further north. It's a sensational place to come and visit if ever you get the chance. A wonderful country indeed, Cameroon. Go, visit. It's worth it. People are beautiful. Well, that's no free kick dished out there. Tapsoba picks it up. He's actually, his agent was Deco at one point. I don't know if it still is, but he's just got so much strength and speed. And of course, he taught himself how to play. He started playing in the streets back home in Ouagadougou, I think, and you just see his ability to just dance between players and keep the ball at his feet. It's a talent. He's 22. He's got 22. He's played.
ZBC Current Affairs.
was, go to the final. They lost against, made it to the final. They can do that once again. They'll be very, very pleased indeed. We're miles away from there, but let's just go step by step. At the moment, Tunisia are trailing by 1-0. And goals are few and far between when we get to the knockout stage of the competition. I think we've seen that over the course of the last few matches that have been played. Biggest scoreline so far has been just this previous match that was played just a couple of hours ago, and that was Gambia 0, Cameroon 2. There's the changes with Ali Maloul's coming on for Oussama Haddadi, the left back for Al Ali. Wonderful player. Sleety comes on as well. He's coming into the midfield logically, or no, forward. Maybe Jaziri's coming off. Didn't see if Jaziri was going off, but I think that was the change. Msakni and Kazri still on the pitch logically, so these are the changes. They're sitting on a 1-0 lead, of course, and this means that they've got to play more offensively, but there's still lots of time for them to try and work that out. This is all about finding an equaliser first and then building from there onwards. And here is Ali Maloul. And the ball taken up, but it's only gone as far as Ouattara. There's Sangare in midfield. Nice play. Oh, he's just dispossessed. And Kazri comes in from behind, and Shabondo. Oh, it's Laidouni who's being penalised on the whistle. He picks up a yellow card for dissent there, and not a nice reaction there from Laidouni, the Ferencvaros player. And he'll miss the next match as well, which is not a good scenario. Doesn't fare well. Ball coming over the top, and that's going to be a corner, I think. Putting in the graph, putting in the work. Dylan Bron coming back to defend the Mets player who's born in Cannes. His 35th match for Tunisia. Here is the corner. Cyril Bayala unable to get his ball across. Bayala once again. Toe pokes it forward, but it's kicked up field. Well, of course, he's going to get the ball back to his goalkeeper. He's Kabore. Long ball upfield. It's a really decent header there by Dango. Just showing off his skill set. Blati Toure, he's man of the match against Gabon in the last 16 encounter. Born in the Côte d'Ivoire. Look at what Tapsoba can do. Unable to thread the ball through, but very dangerous indeed. And Ouattara is the goal scorer in the 3 minutes into added time. He's bundled over in the penalty box. The referee, Mr. Bondo, says get up. There's nothing there. Long ball upfield. That's a really good ball as well. Good chance for another goal. Goalkeeper comes out, Ben Said, and there was contact, and it will be a free kick for Tunisia. He raced out like a sprinter, the US Monastir goalkeeper, and brought an end. A little bit of contact there. Well, you can see that Sleety hits the deck. And that was the collision with Djibril Ouattara. It's all good, we just move on. Ali Maloul down the left-hand side. Something a little bit extra into this squad. He's a really good wing back, plenty of experience for the 31-year-old, plays for Al Ali, who's we know all about the Cairo Giants, the Devils of Cairo, who win absolutely everything. Here's Msakni trying to get his touch in. Kabore, look what Kabore does. It's just sensational, but his pass is not perfect. Ali Maloul gets the ball back. It's been picked up there by Leidouni. Here is Khazri. Khazri tries to put it on his right foot. Finally, it's Caftv who has the pass back and is drilled upfield, up towards the front man, Jibril Ouattara, but he can't do anything with that as it goes bobbling back to Ifa. Ifa at the back, 31 years of age, plays in Saudi Arabia for Abha. That's a nice little 1-2. It's been picked up. It's slick work with Skiri. Kicked away. It's a nice ball as well. That's excellent. Passes racing up the right-hand side. There's an opportunity. And can he get a shot in? Can it be number 2 for Burkina Faso? Oh, it's a beautiful save. The strike was directed at Ben Said. And he just parries the ball away. Comes to the rescue in a big way, the US Monastir player. And once again, the danger, but how he was racing up that right side was absolutely brilliant. Burkina Faso laying on the pressure as Khazri gets the ball out to the right-hand side. Lofted ball into the penalty box. Here's Sleety. And he comes from an offside position, Saifuddin Jaziri. And it's going to be a free kick for Burkina Faso. Zamalek, former Club African player. It's also a team that was coached by Monder Kebayer, the Tunisian man at the helm. Well, here they are pushing forward once again. It's so dangerous. That's just a feeble pass by, it was cut out by Leidouni. Long ball down into the corner. Khazri, Walid Khazri, up against Tapsoba. Unable to get past the big man. That is just strong defensive play, but they give the ball back and it's not gone away. And here's a chance for Skiri. Skiri gets it back down to the right-hand side. It's Jaziri this time. Jaziri puts it on his right foot and waits for a little bit of support as the lofted ball into the penalty area. The volley comes in, but it's high. Skiri can't keep it down. Connects well, can't keep it down. Well, let's just have a look at this again. That was just teed up perfectly. And look at that shot coming in from Cyril Bayala. Straight at the goalkeeper's hands. Maybe not the right shot, but there again, you're so close that force can normally take it into its perfect position. He's forced to kick the ball out, Bilal Ifa. There's not much that you can do when you're under those compromising positions and you need to clear the danger. Chance for Burkina Faso. A little slick footwork not working its magic. Sakni, he gives the ball away this time under a little bit of pressure, just boxed in and forced to try and make the pass before those outstretched legs belonging to the Stallions get in the way. Picked up by Sangare. Made his debut against Morocco in just June last year. 1-0 defeat. Here is Sleety. Spreading the ball out nicely, out wide nicely. There's Ali Malul getting involved. Sakni back to Ali Malul. Ali Malul into the penalty box, gets the ball back. Couldn't get the ball back perfectly to Khazri. I think he was picking out the main man. Oh, it's not a good pass. Picked up, poached. Here's Sakni again. Khazri tries to pick up the captain, but his captain can't latch onto that. Oh, it's another block. It's a crazy game, isn't it? Leidouni wins the ball back. Here's Ali Malul trying to pick up Youssef Sakni. Out wide to Sleety. Sleety has Sakni next to him, but decides to cut inside. waiting for support. That's a very good ball, that is, to Jaziri. Jaziri trying to get in front of his man. That might be a corner. I think it is. Mr. Bondo has most definitely pointed towards the corner flag. That was the touch. And that was his attempt to try and get a shot in. Big block coming in from Tapsoba. And Sleety. Here is the delivery. It's short. Ali Malul back to Sleety. Sleety lofts it into the penalty area. Anybody there? Anybody there for the shot? Jaguez there, but no one wants to really go and fetch it. It's cleared away. Steve Yago coming to the rescue for Burkina Faso. Pressure cooker situation here. And the noise. Big crowd here, which is wonderful to see in Garoua. Here's Ali Malul into the penalty box. No one went for that. That was strange the way that you could see what he was trying to do, but and again they pinched the ball, and that's beautifully lofted into the penalty area. Sakni trying to latch onto that, but Tapsoba and giving away too much ball at the moment, and that was handball. So it's going to be a free kick for Burkina Faso. Well, what are the tactics now? What are the tactics that are going to be used now? Who's going to be making changes that will shift the momentum? Tunisia pushing forward. Here's a long-range shot coming in. Oh! Kazri is still in play. There's still a chance it does go out, and it's going to be a goal kick. But Kazri, oh my word, how he didn't get that shot in on target. Look what Sleety does. Let's have a look at this on the... That's a... Anyway, corner it is, and 28 minutes to go. Tunisia looking for an equaliser. This game could go to extra time or penalties. We've seen 2 penalty shootouts already. Egypt knocking Cote d'Ivoire out, and Burkina Faso knocking Gabon out in the last 16. Ali Malul's corner, the front post, anybody there? Absoba trying to latch onto it, he gets a second bite at the apple, and he gets there first. Mohamed Drake, and this is a good opportunity. This is, oh, it's been won back. That is fantastic. Really, really good play to win the ball back. And it's been picked up on the left-hand side by Sleety. He's up against Caboret. Caboret's a wonderful player. Just marking Sleety, who's got some fancy footwork himself. Shkiri gets the ball back. It's been picked up just by Sleety again. You can't go in hard like that. Adama Guira at fault. They want to take it quickly. They want to keep the ball rolling, Tunisia, because they know that they need to try and catch out this Burkina Faso defence that's packed full of big juggernauts rather than small dinky cars. They are big, strong, strapping lads who are going to get in the way of everything in the air and also on the ground. And it's being led by Edmund Tapsoba. Look at that, at the other end he's come out, and Ben Said forced to come out. You can see the pressure, Jibril Ouattara racing up, and the flag stayed down. So that's what you've got to watch out for. It's not just about a counter-attack, it's about, look at that, he misread it, didn't he? And it's also about build-up. Applauded by Malawi. He knows that they've got to just try and break the spell of this Tunisian domination at the moment with loads of possession. And Issa Kabore just making the block, but the block means that it's going to be a goal kick for Tunisia. Sting's been taken out of this clash to a certain extent, because you can see that Tunisia, well, now they're just applying pressure, with Burkina Faso quite happy to just hang back a little bit deeper, defend as well as possible. That might come and bite them from behind. They've got to maybe continue to play if they want to win this game. Is Bayala working really well? Look at the skill set. Well, it's cut out finally. Good work from Laidouni. Play like they did in the first half. That's a good ball over to the left-hand side. Steve Yago racing up and in space on the left-hand side. They're pushing forward. Burkina Faso once again. There's a good delivery into the penalty box. Had to get there first. He really did, Aoife. Otherwise, you know that Jibril Ouattara would have pounced on that. And maybe should have darted in and tried to get there first. But good, strong defensive interpretation by Aoife. Look at him, he met it, he knew that he had to get there first. That could have made a bounce, it could have gone absolutely anywhere. And I think there's an infringement over on the far side, and it's going to be a free kick for Tunisia. But he saved the day. They don't want to go 2-0 down. That could spell the end of this quarter-final for the Eagles of Carthage. And, well, they can still sink their talons into this clash. There's no doubt about that. Total attempts 9 on either side. And here they go again, pushing forward. And a free kick just on the edge of the penalty box. And there's a yellow card there. And it's Tapsoba who picks that up. So after heavy coffee, it's now the centre-back Tapsoba. And Laidouni, there was no need for that. A little bit of provocation. Now let's get the interpretation. Let's see what the referee's got to say about this. Well, it was just racing behind. It was Jaziri who had his feet clipped, which means that he went down. So, okay, yellow card call, but it was about 4 or 5 meters outside of the penalty box. So it's good that the referee's taken a look at this. But of course, the danger man and the dead ball specialist, Wally Kazri, gets a chance to try and produce some of that wizardry that we know he can conjure up. And here it is, there's the effort coming in. Oh, it's a great save from Coffey. And the interesting thing is, he didn't take it, did he? It was Ali Malul with that left foot. And the Alali left back, quite dangerous. Just mixing it up a little bit. Here is Ali Malul once again. Kicked away at the front post by Blati Toure. Khazri. And the Botswana referee, Joshua Bondo, very strict and keeping everything in place during this quarter-final. Sleety. It's really good work. Excellent defensive play there from Blati Toure. And of course they've got to watch out because that man Dango's about, and when he goes sniffing around for something, you know that there's dangerous situations lurking. And he's capable of poaching, pinching, sneaking, weaving, slaloming his way between defenders like it's going out of fashion, because that's what he loves to do. He's got it all. Just gone past the halfway stage of the second half. It's still a pressure cooker situation. Anything could happen. Anything can blow. As Shkiri picks the ball up. 43 matches played, 44 today. And a player who is very much on the radar for Olympic Lyon, who got rid of the Brazilian Guimarães, of course, to Newcastle United. So they're looking for a replacement. And the Cologne midfielder is very much their chosen player. If they can lure him away from Cologne, they're a difficult team to bargain with. He knows the French football as well, doesn't he? Shkiri's played for Montpellier, 123 matches, 10 goals scored. And it's been picked up by Khazri. Khazri trying to keep the ball in play, got to be careful. Khazri trying to work his moves, races over towards the penalty, towards the corner flag, of course, expecting the referee and the linesman to give a corner. They are keen to get that equaliser in a big way. Here's Khazri. Khazri's delivery, anybody on the end of it, the ball bounces. That is such smooth play, that is, from Edmund Tapsoba. Waits for support, needs a bit of support, loses the ball, of course, because there's danger around Leiduni. It's flown over the top. And finally, Cabaret kicks the ball away. Now I'm just wondering what changes will be made. Watch out for this man, he's so dangerous as well, Djibril Ouattara. He goes down, and the challenge coming in from Dylan Bron, the Mets centre-back, brings the centre forward down, and we do have a change, and Jaziri is going off. Saifuddin Jaziri, the Zamalek player. But first of all, I think that we can see that there's a player down. Let's have a look at this again. Ali Malul, just over the top, beautifully done. Hervey Coffey punching the ball away. And the player who's going to come on, it's Mohamed Konate. Hervey Coffey again showing us what he's capable of doing. He's a Cabaret into the penalty box. It's been picked up. Anybody on the end of it? Dango, no. And Djibril Ouattara, no. Unfortunately not for Burkina Faso. It's the challenge. And Jaziri just clattering into Soumaila Ouattara. And there is Djibril Ouattara, Mohamed Konate replacing him. Free kick given. Konate came on against Gabon as a substitute. Plays the football for Ahmad Grozny. Spent a lot of time playing in Russia, of course. 10 fouls to 12 yellow cards. We've got 3 corners 4'9", and a big, tall centre forward. So the fact that he's 6'3" will give him a little bit of attacking prowess and ability. Sakni, ball drilled away, cleared quite comfortably there by Soumaila Ouattara. A little bit of football for Raja Casablanca, of course, the artists of the Moroccan city. Former winners of the Afcon Champions League quite a few years ago now. Like their neighbours, Raja Casablanca. In the past 5 years, they've managed to lift the trophy, beating Al Ahly 2-1 in over the two matches. Soumaila Ouattara gets the ball back to Hervé Kofi, who sends the ball up towards Konate. Here's Konate. This is his first chance of trying to get himself a chance. That's a really good ball. Here's Dango. Oh, he gets the ball taken just from underneath his nose there. Good, strong defensive play. And Bron and Ifa, when they come together, they're a complicated pair to try and deal with and untangle yourself from. That's exactly why they are in that position. And a strong challenge there from Steve Yago, bringing down Sleety. And we have a change. Jabali comes on to replace Jaziri. Working their magic once again. This is Sangare, gets the ball out to the left-hand side. It's threaded through to Konate. Konate goes for it. What's he going to do? Well, he has to deal with it, and they haven't managed to clear the ball. And there's the delivery into the penalty box. Anybody there? Well, the answer to that is yes, it's Bron. A chance for a long-range shot! It's blocked. And again, Burkina Faso just producing those kind of exciting fireworks that we like to see. The acceleration. Oh, there's a free kick. Play on, says the referee. Delivery into the penalty box. The shot. It's not a shot, is it, from Dango? It's kind of like a pass back to the goalkeeper, but it's not his own goalkeeper, is it? Here they go. Tunisia at the back, pushing forward. 15 minutes to go, and as you can see, we have a goal scored here in Garoua at the Stade Rome de Agia. There's a through ball that's been picked up here by Khazri. Khazri still with the ball at his feet, finally goes down as the clearance has been made, and it's a strong challenge that comes in with Khazri just falling over the defender's feet the moment that it's been cleared. So there's no free kick or penalty or anything like that. It was just a follow through. And as we can see here, that was the Soumaila Ouattara. But of course, oh, that's nasty, and the legs got tangled up, and he felt absolutely everything. Of course, he's going to go down, and that will hurt, so there's no complaints in that department. Soumaila Ouattara just going in the way that he is familiar with in terms of defending. You'll clear the ball. That is a dangerous... Get rid of it. If you know you're going to get there first, get rid of it. Don't worry about what happens afterwards, but make sure you get there first. That's exactly what he did. Walid Khazri back up on his feet, which is great news because he's a player you need on the pitch. And Ali Malil with the ball in his hands as he tries to, once again, allow a phase of play to move in the right direction for Tunisia. They're staring at a 1-0 scoreline against them. This is interesting to see what Joshua Bondo is doing. We're going to go to VAR. We're going to go to VAR, and we are going to see if there's any foul play. So it's a check, of course, with the Burkina Faso players hoping that it doesn't go to a penalty. I don't know. I'm trying to understand that's just a clearance. He's late coming in, Walid Khazri. He's not going to get the ball, and the clearance is perfect. The fact that the feet are coming up, well, that's Mr. Bondo's interpretation after that. Well, the check has been completed. And of course, you can understand that the Burkina Faso supporters and players are a little bit relieved there. Of course, no penalty is the decision, and that is, well, Ali Malloul just wants everybody to get, they want them to get themselves lifted. They want everybody to get behind them now. But at the moment, Burkina Faso logically don't concede a penalty there, because that was just brilliant defensive play. And Tunisia left frustrated, but I don't think Walid Khazri really complained and hassled the referee to try and get a penalty. And there's a yellow card. Got to be careful now. Discipline is going to be so important. Yeah, tired legs. It's going to be very physical out there. What do? Do you defend, or do you actually still try and go on the attack? And that's going to be a free kick. You can see that. Makes sense. Kibali conceding a free kick. Cyril Bayala picking up the third yellow card for Burkina Faso. Well, what's this is going to... Dango picks up a yellow card now. And going a little bit too hard. They've got to remain disciplined if they want to go through to the semi-finals. And that's 4 yellow cards, but more so 2 yellows. You've got to keep your arms down. Look at that. That's just reckless from the teenager. It's nasty, isn't it? Straight in the face of Ali Malloul. What tactics can he use? Not Bertrand Traoré, the Aston Villa centre forward, on the bench for Burkina Faso. And Saidou Simpore. Got players that are, of course, on the bench. Defenders, strong defenders. We're waiting to find out, is this going to go any further with the elbow going into Ali Malloul's face. We're going up to VAR. This might be a red card. I'm a bit concerned for Dango Ouattara, because that's quite nice. That's very dangerous play. And it looks like, from that angle, that it might be a red card. That's very nasty indeed. Ali Malloul comes off quite lightly. And I think that he's going to get rid of the yellow and he's going to pull out the red card. And the goal scorer, I think, is going to get sent off. He is. You can see this. It's taken away. The 19-year-old, well, he's going to be sent off because of that challenge. And they are down to 10 men with 8 minutes to go, Burkina Faso, and it's a whole different game now. It's a big blow for the Stallions. And he will be hoping that his team can hold on. But you can't make errors like that. Ali Malloul is fine because he's as hard as nails. But now Tunisia are on the attack, looking for that equaliser that could take this game into extra time. what do you do now if you're the coach of Burkina Faso, Malu? He's there and he's very active on the side of the pitch. He has to reorganise his troops, he has to reorganise his team, knowing that he hasn't got one of his front men, but there's only 7 minutes to go, and they've got a big giant player in Mohamed Konate, who's 6'3", leading from the front, and they might have to just play the counter-attack and try and hope that they can get themselves through. And even if they get through, they won't have Dango playing in the next match, of course. Chance for Tunisia down the right-hand side. The ball comes across. It's been cleared. And it's been cleared there by Tapsoba. And Rafia now comes on to replace Skiri. And they are just bringing on more attacking players because they know that this is going down to the wire now. 6 minutes plus a few more minutes, probably about 10 minutes to be honest with you, which is plenty of time for Tunisia to hit back, but they have to be smart about this, and now they can't bide their time too much. The ball comes out wide to Ali Maloul. Didn't play in the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Alan Giresse didn't. He wasn't picked in that team. Ball comes down to the right-hand side. Here they go, pulling the ball forward. Oh, that's just not the right delivery there from Mohamed Jagger, and the Nottingham Forest player has his cross deflected. It's going to be a corner. Hervey Coffey watches on as Ali Maloul. It's a short corner onto the right foot, high open, wide, and way far away from the final destination. Rafia's first touch, not the best. Hervey Coffey, of course, told to speed up the process, but it's not him. It's one of the subjects. I think that's it's one of the substitutes who's picked up a yellow card. Just stalling the momentum of the game, just stopping it from coming back onto the pitch, the ball. Goal kick for Burkina Faso, 10 against 11. Konate, finally we can get some football. There's a ball over the top, the flag. Well, does it stay down? Konate's got it here. Surely it's gone up. He was miles offside. Konate, that makes sense. 24-year-old. Over on the right-hand side, they're moving forward. Mohamed Jagger, he's looking for the ball down the right-hand side. Into the midfield with Youssef Msakni, Al-Arabi player. The ball down into the corner, down into that pocket. Ali Maloul's onside. No, the flag went up, he was offside. He just raced or came back from an offside position. See all of the Tunisians, they are looking a little bit anxious. He was onside, Ali Maloul. Played onside by Edmund Tapsoba, but linesman made the call. And it's Bande, the left winger, Hassan Bande, who's picked up the yellow card. Time is running out, time is of the essence. Burkina Faso, in their 12th appearance in the Africa Cup of Nations, looking to go through. There's a chance, there's Blati Toure, it's been teed up. Well, there was no one there. There's a player down as well. Been picked up by Naim Sleety, who's waiting for support or someone to pass to. It's a really good block. Oh, there's a sandwich, but the referee says play on. Blati Toure, Equatorial player based in Sweden with a great challenge, fighting hard over on that far side. Everybody's starting to believe that Burkina Faso can do it. But we've seen late goals scored in many of the matches since the start of the 33rd edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Will we see it tonight in Garou at the Stade Rum de Agia? Deep ball down into the corner. And again, it's just been blocked. Blati Toure getting in the way. Throw in for Tunisia. Just over a minute and a half to go. And they get to the semi-finals again. Ali Maloul squares the ball into the middle. And Sakni gets the ball back to Ledouni. Over to the other side now. And a chance for a shot. Need to get a shot in. Plenty of Boulevard's opened up a little bit. Can he get a shot in? Sakni's over on the other side. And finally, it's been kicked away any kind of way. And the nervousness continues in the Tunisian dugout. Final few seconds before the 90 are up. And they're queuing up just on the edge of the penalty box. Need to take shots. Need to get themselves that shot that will test Heavy Coffee. It's good to pass the ball around, but you've really got to get those shots in. Ledouni gets the ball out. Here's some Sakni. Bit of pressure on him from Tapsoba. Still working and arcing around the edge of the penalty box. It's come to nothing. Ledouni, the Ferencváros player. Back to Dylan Bron, the Mets man. Tries to deliver the perfect pass, but it's gone straight to the defender. Ouattara drives it away. Steve Yago and co doing their work at the back. 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes for Burkina Faso to try and keep ahead. And that will be a free kick. There was an infringement as he was trying to move through. It's a shirt pull, as you can see from the gesture from the referee, Mr. Joshua Bondo. They're not taking too much time. They'll take as long as possible. High ball over the top, met by two Tunisians. And that's just crept over the line. It's going to be a throw-in for Burkina Faso. And they're looking to try and earn their place in the semi-finals, where they'll take on the host Cameroon. That surely will be a fine battle, a fine showdown. We're not there yet, but it looks like it's going to happen. And Cyril Bayala getting the fans roused and getting them motivated, because they know that it's not far away, it's not out of reach. They've got a corner. And there's a player down now. And Mr. Bondo calling over Ledouni as Cyril Bayal is down on the deck. High ball over the top, trying to pick out any of the red shirts, any of those Tunisians, but Coffee comes to the rescue. Kabali can't get anywhere near it. Less than 2 minutes to go. Can Tunisia get an equaliser, or is it all about the Stallions of Burkina Faso? Konate tries to latch onto that. Bron gets it back to Ben Said. It needs to go as go deep up into enemy territory. Ali Malul into the midfield. Picked up by Ledouni. Over to the right-hand side with Mohamed Dreger. Sleety picks the ball up. Dreger's little dinked cross, and it's just easily taken there by Hervé Kofi as we go into the last minutes. More frustration for Tunisia and the smiling fans of Burkina Faso on the cusp of something quite incredible. Once again, playing Tunisia in the quarterfinals and beating Tunisia in the quarterfinals is starting to become a bit of a trend if they can hold on for the next 30-odd seconds. And a free kick it is for Burkina Faso, and that will give them a little bit more time. And there's the final whistle. They have done it. Burkina Faso are through. They are through to the semi-finals. They've done it again. They've done it again. They've beaten Tunisia 3 in a row. 3 wins against Tunisia in the quarterfinals. And they set up what is a mouth-watering showdown with the host Cameroon. Lots of people thought that the North Africans would come into this having gained momentum, but the likes of Youssef Msakni just couldn't deal with the Stallions, who galloped their way through this encounter. And despite playing the last 10 minutes with 10 men, having lost Dango Ouattara, their goal scorer, to a red card for an elbow into Ali Malul's face, they managed to hold on and dismissed Tunisia, the runners-up of the FIFA Arab Cup back in December, the 2004 winners of this competition. And it's all over, but not for these Stallions, who will dance the night away as they relish what they've achieved tonight. Once again, this is a victory for these fans, for the people back home, for the families, and for everything that what's happening in Burkina Faso. They always said that they wanted to bring joy to the people of Burkina Faso, and they certainly have tonight. They played the perfect game, and the final score here in Garoua for this quarter-final: Burkina Faso 1, Tunisia 0.
Well, a 4th Africa Cup of Nations quarter-final and a 4th time that they've reached the semi-final stage. Les Etalons galloping into the final 4, and every single time that they've reached the quarter-final stage so far at the Africa Cup of Nations, they've made it a showcase that they're in the semis. Fantastic. They first since 2017, and quite right, the perfect game, the only way that they could have, of course, made sure that they secure a spot in the semi-finals. Had us all on tenterhooks, though, Andre, in those closing exchanges.
It certainly did, and we speak about the perfect game. Wasn't that just from Burkina Faso? They, I thought the way they navigated the game moments, going up, taking the lead 1-0, doing what they had to do defensively, and then building into, smart attacks. And that's what I like from this team today. And but that's the experience that they have at playing at this level of the game and this stage of the tournament. So for me, at the end of it, completely deserved to progress.
Yeah, and just the focus in the game, JJ, making sure that they stayed in it right up until the very last second. Because there was some concern that maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in. When you played the last 16 all the way till the penalty route, we were worried about that, but no signs of it.
No, they don't know what fatigue is. They played with heart, they played with focus, they knew what they wanted to do, and they executed it perfectly. We spoke about how they played against Cameroon, that they only gave it away by conceding 2 penalties, and they managed to avoid that today and comfortably won by 1-0, because the Tunisians couldn't create a clear-cut chance. And that was because they were defending in numbers and defending properly, putting pressure on the man with the ball, not allowing them time on the ball, and I think well-deserved victory tonight.
Yeah, but how closely matched was this battle? We did say one of the fixtures where, the two sides were just so almost even, as it were.
Yeah, in terms of form, from where they were coming from. But in terms of match temperament, I think the Burkinabe, they did play very well. They managed to make sure that the Tunisians, they don't even play the way we know them to be playing. Remember, we were talking about the combination of the front three, which they managed to contain. And also the new players which the coach brought in, they ended up adding value. Even the goal scorer was replacing Traore. He's the one who scored the goal. So I think it was a great shift from the whole team and the whole setup together. Yeah,
they battled away, didn't they? Burkina Faso have now won 2 of their 5 games at the Africa Cup of Nations in open play. We'll be taking you through just how it is that they navigated their way to ensuring that they secure a spot in the semis in this encounter.